Hello and welcome to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris, and when we went to break a few minutes ago, I told you I would be back and that I would be back with Courtney Ruby, who is the city auditor. I know some of you have no idea what a city auditor does. But we're going to find out today. So, Courtney, welcome to All About Community.
Robert, I'm so honored to be here with you today. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you to the community.
Well, we are certainly delighted to have you, but let's talk for a moment about your background and how you became the city auditor.
Well, that's quite a story. So, you know, some people may know, and I know you know this isn't my first time.
That's true. It was so good you had to do it again.
Exactly. So I came back in 2019, but my first time in city auditor was from 2007 to 2014. And how I came into this is that the former city auditor was on the front page of the newspaper because of allegations of sexual harassment in a hostile work environment. Well, first of all, you never want the city auditor on the front of the newspaper for their behavior.
Especially under those circumstances.
Exactly. So, you know, I believed that I could make a difference in this role, so I stepped up. That was my first time ever to run for public office. It wasn't my first time in politics. So I was formerly the deputy CFO for the 1996 Democratic National Convention in Chicago, and then I became the DNC deputy CFO right after that. So in 1997.
So you've been around.
I've been around. That's right.
So the city auditor, the second time around is, I guess it's different, is it?
It's different. You know, I think the first time when I came in, it was really to get my hands around the office, and I turned a trouble agency into a model of accountability, transparency, and results. Because as you can imagine, you know, coming into an office that was already in disarray, the first thing I did was order a peer review, which I'll talk a little bit more about the peer review later, but it basically failed the Oakland city auditor who I was taking the office from. They'd never failed an audit organization before. And so we turned it around, we passed our peer reviews and that ensure that we follow appropriate standards. And in 2014, we were awarded a national award for our work, and I was named one of the most influential government auditors at that time. We just recently won another national award. So it's just, you know, it's such an exciting office, and it's such great work to do.
And what are the qualifications for being a city auditor?
So to be a city auditor, you have to live in Oakland to be the elected city auditor, and you have to be either a certified public accountant or a certified internal auditor.
Oh, so you're a certified public accountant?
I am. I'm a CPA. I'm also a certified fraud examiner.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong. If so, I'm confessing right now. Just don't audit me.
Oh, Robert, I know you. I have no intention of auditing you.
Now, specifically, what does a city auditor do?
So what a city auditor, we're elected, or you know, the electorate elects a city auditor because I am the independent watchdog. So I'm the people's eyes and ears inside City Hall. You know,
so you're for the people.
I am directly for the people, and this is what's so awesome. So why you want to elect a city auditor is because of my independence. There isn't anybody in City Hall that can tell me what to audit or how to audit, or, oh my goodness, if I find something that nobody else wants the residents to know, they can't keep it from coming out. So it's so critical that you have that independence and integrity to hold government accountable for the people who have elected me.
So you then report directly to the people?
I do report directly to the people. Yes.
Oh, so the city council can't manipulate you into doing the wrong thing?
They cannot. They do approve my budget, you know, and I would say that that's where it's a conflict because of my independence, and my staff has not grown in over 20 years. So.
Well, okay, since they approve your budget, do you think you get sufficient budget?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
so
why do you
it goes
think that
back
is?
to that, you know, that we have the same staff level that we've had for 20 years. My budget is $2.3 million in a city budget of $1.6 billion.
Wow.
So we have 10 FTEs, which is full-time equivalent employees in my office. That includes myself, 7 other auditors, and then 2 administrative staff to audit the entire city of Oakland. And I think if you watch the body of work and the pace that we put it out, we are working so incredibly hard and productive to get as many reports out there to hold the government accountable. Our office should be twice that size. So if you look at the Long Beach, which is comparable to Oakland, her office is almost twice what ours is. And that is the Long Beach elected city auditor as well, Laura Dowd, who's doing a fabulous job. So, but it's kind of penny wise and pound foolish, right? To restrict the budget on an office that is going to increase revenues, find waste, reduce expenditures. You really want this office to be appropriately funded.
And the city charter requires that Oakland has its
Yes.
auditor. Is that correct?
Correct. I am a chartered officer.
Then it just seemed to me the auditor just make certain that you got enough money to be effective, or I should say more effective.
Yes.
Because in the long run, it seems to me that if you're doing a good job as a city auditor, you're probably finding ways where the city's been wasting money, right?
Absolutely. Yes, that is so true. So we found, millions before. We just issued an audit on the homeless encampment activities, and we found that the city had spent $12.6 million, mainly unbudgeted, to address the encampments. So that was to fund the encampment management team that goes out and works on performing interventions. This money was basically not budgeted for. So it was taking services from like illegal dumping or commercial and residential fire inspections and using the workers' time to now be directed over to the encampments. Not that we don't need that service in the encampments, but when you don't budget for it, that means the residents are losing some other city service in order to pay for the encampment services, as well as it lacks transparency.
Yeah, keeping an eye on the city is so critical to good government, and that's really what, in my view, the city auditors is all about, ensuring that the city of Oakland has good government and responsible government and certainly effective government. We're going to have to go to break, so don't touch that remote. Matter of fact, just put it down. We will be right back, and I'm speaking to Courtney Ruby, who is the city auditor. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris, and I am your host.